And now, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Ellen Fallon.
Hi everyone. Hi. Thank you. I love you too. Hi everyone. I'm Ellen Fallon, and you are on Were You Paying Attention? And this week for our theme, we have Andrew Lloyd Webber. I know, everyone. This week I'm super excited. It's about time we do our show on him. So, first, let's begin with the grand prize. The best part of the prize. Are you ready, everyone? The drum roll. It is a statue of Andrew Lloyd Webber, made by Andrew Lloyd Webber, who is very much still alive. And a bonus of $10,000 million. Conditions apply. So, I will not drop this. I will actually leave it on the contestants' table to remind them that the best part of the prize is not money. It is a statue of Andrew Lloyd Webber! So, are you ready to meet our contestants? All right, so first, we have Ms. Christine Evita. Yes, you heard it right. She changed her name. What a weirdo. And next, we have just Izzy. She just want to be called Izzy. So, let the game begin. All right, welcome back, everyone. Can you give me a little bit of information about yourself, just for our audience member out there?
Hi, I'm Christina Evita. Yeah, I changed my name. So Ellen Fallon. I'm so excited to be on the show. And you know what? Like, I'm just telling you right now, you're gonna lose because I know everything there is to know about Broadway and Andrew Lloyd Webber. Like, okay, let's see. If I would have to say my favorite musical of his, it would be, I'd have to say Into the Woods.
So Into the Woods, for everyone at home, is not by Andrew Lloyd Webber. It is by Sondheim, which we aired last week. Everyone who's watching, of course.
Oh, trust me, I knew that. It was a joke.
So, who are you, please?
I'm Izzy, Izzy Aurora. I'm really looking forward to being on the show and playing a fair game and testing out our knowledge about Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Okay, cool. Any actual interesting facts about you?
I love Andrew Lloyd Webber and his musicals, so.
Okay, let's move on. So let's begin by introducing our first category, Andrew Lloyd Webber's early life.
Andrew Lloyd Webber was born on March 22nd, 1948, in London, England, making him 72 years old today. When Webber was quite young, around the age of 3, he began learning how to play the piano, violin, and the French horn. Webber was not the only musically inclined family member. His mother was a piano teacher, and his father was the musical director at the London College of Music. Along with his parents, his younger brother Julian became an excellent cellist over the years. The entire Webber family lived and breathed music, and all its endless possibilities. Webber continued mastering his instrumental skills along with developing a passion for songwriting. Webber wrote his first song at the age of 6 years old, a true child prodigy.
All right, contestants, are you ready for our first question of today? Get your buzzers buzzing, and the first question is, which 3 instruments did Andrew Lloyd Webber learn how to play when he was only 3? We have 2 choices, A, piano, violin, and the French horn, or B, trumpet, tuba, and viola.
B, trumpet, tuba, viola, 100%.
I'm gonna have to interject, it's most definitely A.
And our winner is Miss Just Izzy. Better luck next time. All right, get ready for the next category, which will be schooling.
Although Webber's talent for music was extremely prevalent, he surprisingly began his school career on a different path. Since he was a young child, Webber dreamed of becoming England's Chief Inspector of Ancient Monuments, which he first went to school to become. Shortly after this time at Magdalen College in Oxford, there was another path calling Webber. Can anyone guess what this might be? If you guessed astrophysics, you're right! Believe it or not, Webber, just joking. If you guessed musical theater, you are absolutely right. Webber switched his degree and schools from history to musical theater at the Royal College of Music. If Webber did not make this decision, the world of musical theater as we know it would be completely different, as he has impacted and inspired so many people's lives over the years.
What an interesting school experience that man had. So let's go with our question about schooling. I hope you were paying attention. So now, what was Andrew Lloyd Webber's childhood dream job which he first attended university to become? A. England's Chief Inspector of Ancient Monument. B. A history professor. Or C. An archaeologist.
C. Archaeologist.
You dug the wrong bone! What is the answer, Miss Izzy?
Definitely A.
Oh wow! A second time. Good answer. Thank you. All right. Then let's go on our next video about the context history in the 50s.
During the post-war years, England was rebuilding their country while paying back money owed to other countries. They owed so much money that England considered themselves bankrupt after the war. This, along with the newly elected Labour People's Government, led to the nationalization of electrical power, railroads, coal mines, and more. All this to say that from 1945 to 1947, England was in rough shape, but attempting to rebuild the better future for the citizens with the help of the United States loan by creating welfare programs. The late 1940s also marked the division between East and West Europe. In 1951, the Churchill Conservative government won the election and remained in power until 1957. Now in the 1950s, rock and roll became immensely popular with stars like Elvis Presley and Chuck Berry. Rock and roll changed a lot of things in popular culture and in the postmodern era. It encouraged the rebellion of youth and the creation of the teenage culture. It desegregated the black and white communities and sexualized women. It was about breaking from tradition and rebelling against authority. These are the years in which Andrew Lloyd Webber grew up. In the theater world, while America was putting on shows like Guys and Dolls, Singing in the Rain, and The King and I, England produced and brought to Broadway The Boyfriend with beloved Julie Andrews.
Alright, so I wasn't born in the 50s, but let's go see if you guys were paying attention once again. Our next question is, what new style of music was introduced in the 50s that encouraged youth rebellion, the sexual revolution, and is partially included in his first musical of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat? A. Heavy metal. B. Blues. Or C. Rock and roll.
C. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
I knew it.
Well, I'm gonna give a point to both of you for destroying my buzzers. Thank you. All right, so next, let's go see the video about Andrew Lloyd Webber's career.
Webber continues to have an extremely successful and lengthy career in the musical theater world, writing over 21 musicals to this day. That is an incredible achievement for someone to accomplish in just one lifetime. Webber began writing his first musical at the age of 17, with none other than Tim Rice. This was the start of their long friendship and shared musical theater achievements. Their first musical that they wrote together was called The Likes of Us. Unfortunately, it didn't see the stage. Although with hard work and attempt after attempt, they wrote an early version of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which gained popularity and grave success over the years. This was only the beginning for the pair, as they continued to write extremely successful musicals, making it all the way to the big leagues. Broadway, baby.
Oh, what an interesting career that man had. All right, everyone, are we ready to get back to the questionnaire? So our next question, that's an interesting one, crowd. What was Andrew Lloyd Webber's first musical himself and Tim Rice wrote? A, The Merry Man. B, The Likes of Us. C,
B! They like us.
So B was actually The Likes of Us. I will have to not give you the point. I am very sorry, Miss Contestant Christine Evita. So now, let's go learn a bit more about our Andrew Lloyd Webber for the people who were paying attention.
You have a lot of learning to do.
She's right. All right, so context in the 60s and the 70s. Here we go.
In the same year that Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice wrote their first successful musical, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, came the timeless hit Oliver, which was sure to give them competition. The first shorter version of Joseph was automatically acclaimed by critics, saying that the tunes were singable and barrier-breaking. With the same biblical theme and mixing of genres came Jesus Christ Superstar, a second example of how the 1960s and 70s was a search for identity. People at the time wanted something new and unseen, and that's why Lloyd Webber's musical became instant successes. In the early 70s in England, people were looking for an escape as their country was tormented with high unemployment rates and many strikes. It is known today as the Dark Ages of England. These dark times were also literal, as these years were filled with electrical blackouts spreading across entire cities, and citizens often had to resort to candles. At the same time in America, the public opinion was leaning more conservative, as people were growing tired of hippies and protests. All this while, the still ongoing Vietnam War was behind everybody's mind. Certainly not an easy period to be writing happy and sing and dance musicals.
Wow, the 60s and the 70s, eh? What an era. So, our question is, what were people getting tired of in the 60s and the 70s? A, the hippies. B, the protests and the strikes. C, all the electrical blackouts. Or D, all of the above.
D, all of the above.
Yeah. Congratulations once again to Miss Izzy. Wow, she's on fire.
After having written multiple successful musicals together, the Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice partnership saw its end in the 80s just to see the start of Lloyd Webber's blockbuster mega musicals. At the same time, the end of the Vietnam War was fresh, and Margaret Thatcher, also known as the Iron Lady, became Prime Minister of the British Conservative Party. Although her time as Prime Minister remains controversial to this day, it is clear that as Thatcher highly approved of Andrew Lloyd Webber's work, his career only expanded during her government. Guardian critic Michael Billington said on the subject that it was no accident that Thatcher seized on Lloyd Webber as a symbol of what theater should be. He embodied everything of which she approved: entrepreneurial skill, a world-famous brand name, and the ability to make money. Thatcher especially liked The Phantom of the Opera, which became an international success and gave the English a sense of national pride during these difficult political and economic years. The Phantom of the Opera received difficult critics, as while it was becoming the must-see show in England and Broadway, some thought that it was a show only filled with spectacle to forget the cheap and cheesy romance story. Going back to the Thatcher influence on the musical theater world, it is interesting to note how she was even mentioned in musicals like Billy Elliot, in some songs like Merry Christmas, Maggie Thatcher, which is sung by workers on strike looking forward to her death. Indeed, from 1979 to 1990, the extreme positions that people took on Margaret Thatcher can be compared to that of Donald Trump in USA Today.
Politics, right? Especially in the 80s and 90s. So chaotic. So my question to you is, who was the either loved or hated Prime Minister of England at that time? A. Donald Trump. B. Margaret Thatcher. Or C. Anarchy reigned in England at that time.
Donald Trump.
So I want to remind the audience that Donald Trump was not a prime minister at that time or any time in England.
Margaret Thatcher.
Yes, obviously Margaret Thatcher. Thank you, Izzy. Thank you, that was an easy question. So, now, speaking of awards to most likely Miss Izzy here, let's go see what Andrew Lloyd Webber won.
Webber has a long record of many nominations, along with winnings. These are the following awards he has won, along with sharing some with their respective contributors. Oscars, 1997, Best Music, Original Song, Evita. Golden Globes, 1997, Best Original Song, Motion Picture, Evita. Emmys, 2018, Outstanding Variety Special, Jesus Christ Superstar, Live in Concert. Grammys, 1991, Legend Award. 1986, Best Contemporary Composition. 1984, Best Cast Show Album. 1981, Best Cast Show Album again. These are just some of the many awards Webber has been nominated for. He has achieved more than just awards, but these are well-earned winnings for all he has contributed over the years to the musical theater community.
Wow, so many awards for our gentleman. So let's ask a question about his awards. So, in what year did Andrew Lloyd Webber win an Oscar? So first, A, we have 1998, B, 1997, and C, 1982.
B, 1997.
Exactly, for Best Music, an original song from Evita. I'm surprised Miss Christine Evita did not get that right. Am I right? Thank you in the crowd. So that was all for this game. Now on to our next game. But first, let's check on our candidates. Miss Christine Evita, how are you feeling right now?
I'm doing great. It's just great. I know I'm gonna win the next one, so I'm not even worried. Not even a bit.
You should be. And now our next candidate, Izzy. How are you feeling? You seem to be doing a little too well here.
Yeah, I feel successful. I feel like I miraculously know all the answers. Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking this home. So yeah, for my dad, I'm gonna give it to him. So looking forward to that.
Great. I'm sure your dad is an amazing person.
He's great, very talented too. Yeah.
Well, that's a little too much information for us, but thank you. And we are back. Welcome back to Were You Paying Attention? And before we start our next game called Hit or Miss, an audience member, Timmy, little Timmy there, asked for a special request. So, dear candidates, would you sing a piece of Andrew Lloyd Webber, a piece of choice of course, to little Timmy there, Timmy Ricey? All right, Christine, you may start.
Think of me nicely when I
I say goodbye. Remember when?
Okay, that is enough. I hope little Timmy there enjoyed it. I didn't, but we got a Christine song from Christine. And now, the real deal, Miss Izzy.
Okay, this one's for you, Timmy. McCavity's a mystery cat. He's called the Hidden Paw, for he's a master criminal who can't defy the law.
Oh wow, are we on America's Got Talent or on Were You Paying Attention? I don't know. What about you, little Timmy? It was amazing. I know it was amazing. We've got one singer added to in the room. Congratulations, you won this even though it wasn't a game. All right, so let's go to our next real game, Hit or Miss. So what will happen? I will name a play, also the year, just to throw some knowledge at you. And our candidates are gonna tell me, was that a hit or was that a miss when that show came out? So, are you candidates ready? It's simple. You scream it, you say it, you live it. So let's begin with our first play, a 1965 play. Actually, the first play that's a collab with Tim Rice and Andrew Lloyd Webber. The play is The Likes of Us. Hit! You would think it was a hit because of how popular our main gentleman Webber is. However, due to a financial backing problem, it only got produced in 2005. How crazy is that? So once again, you are right, Miss Izzy. It's okay, Christine. We have other plays to come. The next one, it's a 1968 play. It is Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Miss! Well, it was actually a hit. Good job. In that show, there's a little bit of hints of Mr. Elvis Presley. You got that right, lady. And as much as it's a hit, it's more of a favorite from all the drama clubs out there in high school that are performing a play that's just super cartoony and fun. And you know how it be. So, our next play. Are you ready for this one? It was a 1970 play. This one is Jesus Christ Superstar.
Okay, are you joking?
Okay, that one was an obvious hit. All the crowd screamed. All the audience screamed hit. So, that one is a hit. And for that play, the audience has been reliving the last 7 days on earth of Jesus, even his death. But it's part of the history. It did create a lot of talks, though, positive and negative. So let's move on. So the next play, a 1976 play. This one. You might know, you might not know, but you probably do. Evita! Miss! Another answer? Yeah, it was a hit. It was a hit thanks to Patti LuPone. Thanks to Patti LuPone, who sang wonderfully Don't Cry For Me, Argentina, a musical packed with a bunch of political punches. It was a great play. Okay, the next one. I am really hoping for you that you get it right, Miss Christine. The next one is a 1981 play. Cats.
Hit.
Yeah, that was actually one of the fourth running longest play with over 7 7,000 plays. 7,000 performance. Woohoo! You know, a show about cats dancing and singing, you don't need that much of a good plot. You just need to show up and get entertained. Am I right? Am I right? Right? All right, so to give a little break to our contestant, let's go watch their audition tape for being contestant on our shows. Back to you.
What do I think I should be on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have a, hidden talent and a little secret, but I think I should save that for later. But basically, I know all the answers, so I think I'd be a pretty good contestant. So it's a pretty simple question, but yeah, I think I'd be one of the best on the show, if not the best in this category.
Simple.
The Phantom of the Opera is there inside my mind.
That's what.
Wow. I wouldn't have picked anyone else. Just perfect audition tapes. So let's get back to our game. Hit or miss. So the next one, was it a hit? Was it a miss? It was a 1984 musical, and it is called Starlight Express. Hit! It was a miss. So you would think people on rollerblades on a stage would be a good idea with Thomas a tank engine, but I guess it wasn't. No, it wasn't. However, it was a good kids show, so bring your kids to that, but not the adults. It's like a babysitting care. All right, so the next one, it is no other than the Phantom of the Opera hit. Oh my God, she got it right. Yes. Yes. You sunk. That is a little too much considering this is the longest running show on Broadway. Lovely. So, even though it is a hit and the longest running show, it does not have the best songs, nor does it have a great plot hole, and it is not the best show, and the music isn't catchy. But it did transcend through time, and I did go to see that show and fell asleep. And you know what is a good alarm clock? When that big lamp falls on top of you. That's what she said. All right, so next one. It is a 1993 show, and it is called Sunset Boulevard. Miss! So I bet that you did not watch the 50s film, which this is based on, because this was actually a big hit with Petit LePone once again. It's as if he never said goodbye. All right, so our next one, I think Miss Christine will find this interesting. It is a 2010 play, so quite recent. The name is Love Never Dies.
It's my favorite. I know all the songs.
So for the people at home, it is a sequel to Phantom of the Opera. And yes, you heard it right. It definitely shouldn't have happened. Funny story, Andrew Lloyd Webber's cat accidentally deleted the entire score, and you know what he did? He rewrote it. Why? I don't know. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know, little Timmy Rice? Neither do I. If that wasn't a sign sent by the universe, I don't know what is. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are on to our last musical. Andrew Lloyd Webber's most recent one, a 2015 musical. It is School of Rock!
Hit.
Yes, it was! Inspired by the film, one of my favorite films, featuring Jack Black and amazing songs, which he implemented and made them better, of course. So, I think it is time to decide who the winner is. So we will go on a little break and come back with the result in no time. Alright, so the moment you've been waiting for, the suspense is strong in the place. So, were you paying attention? Because the winner, as I may remind you, is gonna win this Andrew Lloyd Webber statue made by Andrew Lloyd Webber and a little bit of money. So the winner of today's wonderful adventure is, drum roll please, Miss Izzy Aurora. What her name is. Congratulations!
Thank you so much. I'm so happy.
You deserve it. Like literally, we haven't had such a strong defeat. It was awful. I thought you were the fan. Anyway.
I just want to say thank you. I'm going to give this to my dad. A little secret is that actually my name is Isabella Aurora Lloyd Webber. So this is actually from my dad, Andrew Lloyd Webber. And I'm so thrilled. He really wanted this back because
what?
he made it with his own two hands. And I just wanted to be on the show to win this back to my dad. So I'm just super appreciative. Thank you everybody who tuned in.
Did you know about that?
I'm so grateful. Thank you so much to the manager who let me on the show, knowing my dad.
Okay, this game is rigged.
Pretty big deal.
I quit!
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay, bye.